The UK is telling ministers to cozy up to the Biden camp, as Boris Johnson is writing off Trump in the upcoming US election.
Here's a summary of the article.
UK government woos Biden camp, abandoning failing Trump. Sunday Times. Business Insider. Close icon 2 crossed lines that form an X. It indicates a way to close an interaction, or dismiss a notification. Boris Johnson's government has told ministers to forge ties with the Joe Biden campaign, sensing that Donald Trump is likely to lose the U.S. election, according to the Sunday Times. The paper said that Johnson and his team viewed a series of private polls indicating that Biden had a 70% chance of winning on November 3. With 23 days to go, most public polls suggest that Biden does have a lead over Trump. As a result, UK's top officials have in recent weeks moved to win over Biden allies, the Sunday Times said. Biden has indicated that if he wins the presidency, he may prioritise a trade deal with the EU, rather than one between the UK and US. Biden has criticised the UK's conduct during negotiations with the EU, saying that if Johnson's government chooses to break a deal with the EU over Northern Ireland, a US-UK trade deal would not be feasible. A recent YouGov poll found that 61% of Britons said they wanted Biden to win the November 3 election, while 13% said they were backing Trump.
This post received a score of 34,000, with an upvote ratio of 88%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Christ, this isn't over until there's been a landslide vote. All this "it's in the bag" talk is going to breed complacency.
That's literally what happened with Australia's most recent federal election and the precise reason we have ScoMo.
The Australian elections result was largely because one of the LNP's biggest donors, mining magnate Clive Palmer, formed a protest party that directed votes straight back to the LNP. Palmer spent $80 million, more than either major party, advertising to low-information voters and siphoned off a lot of the protest vote. Knowing he wouldn't win anything, he then directed those votes straight back to the LNP as second preference votes. The LNP have now given him more than $80 million worth of favors in return. The fact that so few people realized what he did empowers him to keep doing it. Do you mean Clive Palmer, otherwise known as Fatty McFuckhead?
Mate, that is not correct. Correct pronunciation is Clive Fatty McFuckhead Palmer.
While that may sound like a somewhat calming news, for many of us, I'm not taking anything for granted this time. Expect the worst and we can't be disappointed, I suppose. Edit. Despite the bleak nature, I choose to see the support of the comment as a good thing. People want change. Therefore I propose you register, vote, help others to register and in general try to fight the hate. Thank you.
I saw an article the other day from the 2016 election, talking about how the world need not worry about a Trump presidency because Hillary was sure to win. Well, here we are, almost 4 years into that Trump presidency that everyone said could never happen.
Wow, those days were indeed simpler times. Sometimes I forget just how much things have changed in just 4 years. I remember sitting in the middle of the night, I live in Europe, watching the election, and up until they announced Trump as the winner, I was convinced Hillary would win. I just couldn't fathom Hillary losing with that lead in votes.
To be fair, Hillary did win the popular vote by a large margin in line with polling data. Trump won the Electoral College in a handful of states by the thinnest of margins. If you took a total of around 70,000 votes spread out over several states and switched them around, then we would have had President Hillary.
I hope things change in my lifetime. George W. Bush won one county in Florida by 537 votes, and the courts intervened to prevent a recount. That county likely would have gone to Gore, giving Florida to Gore, and the U.S. to Gore. It's best not to think, what if?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.